Gentlemen, start your engine. Three, two, one, go! You can take.
Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. My name is Kix. If you've not seen me before, this is the Shinhan Tank Pro League. It's been a long running team league. We're on season 4 and we're on week 7 of our round robin group stage. Just 3 weeks remaining including this one, week 7, 8 and 9, before we head in to the playoffs with the top 6 teams. I completely forgotten what number that was. The top 6 teams will be heading in to the playoffs at the end of it all, so should be a lot of fun. We have a pretty good matchup for you coming in today. We're going to have NetWars and pSi and Red versus SouL. Now, I know a lot of people probably look at SouL and look at Red and go, well, I don't know how this could be a good matchup, but when you look at some of the players we've got playing against each other, I think it's going to be really, really fun. So let's have a look at our first matchup to start us off. It is going to be NetWars and pSi. So starting us off here is going to be essentially the Polish national team. It is NetWars. They're 4-2 this season. They're 43-24 overall. That's match wins, not game wins. Head-to-head, they've won the 3 times they played against pSi previously. But pSi have kind of got a renewed sense of almost like a renewed sense of optimism this season. They're actually doing a lot better than they did before. They may have lost quite a few series, but the games they've been playing are actually been really good. So looking forward to seeing how they are going to do. Of course, let's have a quick look at pSi and see what they've been doing. So they are 0-6 this season, but we've had some good games for them. And they came very close to taking, I think it was SouL in week 1 to an ace match, which is kind of insane. But wait, was that SouL they did that to? It was someone. It was like IRK or someone. I can't remember. But I remember they did really, really well. So looking forward to seeing how they're going to do. Grast is making his return to the STPL for the first time in a very long time. Apparently all of his players boycotted Rosen, so he stepped up. We've got a TvP to start us off, Tarson versus Grast. We have a TvZ to follow that up. It's going to be kogeT versus mitak. We've got a ZvT, which is Zoom versus 1A, 2A, 3A. And then a PvP on Paradise with King Venom versus Michael. So let's see how the Cannon King's going to do against Michael. Michael, obviously, one of the Bulgarian players who I think streams the most out of all of them. Whenever I look at Twitch, he always seems to be streaming. So I don't know. I think that's the same guy, Michael_BG. I'm certain that's the same person, but I don't know for sure. Let's have a look at the player stats quickly. It's been a while since we've seen one of them, but Tarson, pretty much an old school Terran player, did really well back in the day. He's doing really well in the STPL so far. He did really well against Shine. He did lose the game eventually, but he was actually doing really, really well. He just kind of made a few strategic errors, which kind of led to his loss in the game, unfortunately. And that was on the map we're about to see him play on now, so going to be interesting to see how he's going to do there. But let's have a look at his opponent. It is going to be Grast. Now, Grast hasn't played in the STPL since December last year, but before then, it was November there, the year before. Because after like 2019, pSi took a little bit of a break from the STPL, but before then, he was actually quite active. It's just this season, he's not really needed to step in very much because he doesn't play as much as some of his teammates, and they're more readily available to play. So that's why we don't see him much anymore. But his Protoss is quite fun to watch. If I remember rightly, Grast was one of the players we saw in one of the weirdest PvPs I've ever seen. I think it may still be in the top 5 fastest games. Let me have a look. Yeah, Castle versus Grast. It was a 2-minute 53 game on Sin Peaks of Baekdu. And yeah, essentially it's even there actually. It's on his player page. Basically, Grast went for a cannon rush and Castle went for a proxy gateway in his opponent's main. Or it was the other way around. I can't remember which way, but Grast was the one that won that in the end. That was probably one of the weirdest games I think I've ever seen. But let's have a look at the map we're going into. It is going to be Rosen Bridge. Rosen Bridge, of course, one of the weirdest maps you'll ever see. We do have both players spawning on the mainland here, so it's going to be a normal ground game. And it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out. Let's get into it. It's game number 1. NetWars versus pSi. Grast versus Tarson. Okay, starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner because of course we don't get the Terran music again. It is going to be our red Terran player fighting for NetWars. It's Tarson. And his evil opponent up here in the top left hand position, who is once again taking away my ability to listen to the Terran themes. It's our Protoss player pSi fighting for Grast. Now, one thing I didn't mention before is obviously NetWars is kind of like the Polish national team because they are just a purely Polish community. pSi Storm are that for Bulgaria. They are fully Bulgarian, and they're kind of like the Bulgarian national team of Brood War, so it's kind of cool to see them here. But pink versus red, always good to see. Nice color variation there. We didn't get to see much pink, so yeah, everyone always picks magenta these days. Magenta's like so much more vivid, so... Oh, it's okay. It's Grast fighting for pSi. I said the name the wrong way around. Oh well, Lucky Noob's in chat to fix all my problems. It's all good. Now you'll have to forgive me a little bit today. I went to work. Well, I was working from home, and basically I'm tired again. So Mondays are a stretch for me. Like I think one thing I should have done this season, and maybe I'll do next season, is what I've been doing is doing 2 series on Monday, 1 on Wednesday, and 2 on Friday. I think what I need to do is do like 1 on Monday, and then 2 on Wednesday and 2 on Friday. I think that'd probably work out better for me because I am always wiped out on Monday evenings. Like I don't even do that much at work. That's what makes it worse. You know, I could understand if I was like working really hard, and I mean I am working hard, but like I'm not physically like. I'm not doing physical labor or anything, so you wouldn't have thought that it would be that tiring, but Mondays is always a struggle. It probably doesn't help that I basically break my sleep schedule over the weekend. Like on Friday night I went to bed at 3:30, Saturday night I went to bed at 3, and then yesterday I went to bed at 1. So it's not good. Like I need to fix it. Grast saying hi to his opponent when he walks into his base. But yeah, they're both by ground. Looks like Grast did go for a 12 Nexus here. So Grast is playing this as if it's an island, which is exactly how you should play this map. Tarson obviously going for a factory first here, but that means he's going to be behind in the economy game unless he can get a couple of vultures out and do a lot of damage to the probes. We'll obviously have to see how that's going to go. Grast going to get into his opponent's main. He of course knew where his opponent was based on the fact that SCV got into his base, but interesting that Grast is chasing this SCV with a probe. I don't necessarily agree with this, he doesn't need to do it, but yeah, he's going to turn back now. Now it looks like we are going to have a normal expansion timing here from Tarson. Looks like he's going to go for a command center before the barracks on the low ground, which makes it a little bit more difficult, especially when you're going to be up against 2 gateways very, very fast here behind that 12 Nexus, which is already done and mining. But we will have the bunker coming up after this for sure. We've got a vulture coming out here as well. Probe is going to be taken down. He is going to die before he sees the vulture as well. So let's see if Grast is up to scratch on his vulture defense here, because that's going to be very important. Now we've actually got a starport coming in from Tarson already. So Tarson is kind of playing this like he is on one of the islands. But it is just a good drop map in general. Obviously going for drops early on means you can go in and get a free expansion over in the top right and bottom left. But we've got 3 probes being taken down already. That's definitely a worthwhile trade for this vulture. The two dragoons just being a little bit too late. But given the fact that Grast has got 2 of his nexuses up already, he should be able to rebuild those probes very quickly. Let's double check his probe production. So probe production a little bit lacking in the main, but he did just add on some tech, so that added and used up some of his minerals. Now Tarson getting his expansion up, he's going for a dropship rather than wraiths. Kind of interesting thing is, one of the only players I've really ever seen go wraiths against Protoss is Radley. And watching, it wasn't ASTL today, it was like the ultimate team battle, I think it was. And Sak went wraiths versus Protoss. It didn't work, but Sak did it. I was like, what the hell? There's Korean Terrans doing this now, this is so cool. Okay, we've got the armory coming in. Looks like the Dragoons are cleaning up these vultures at the front, but they can't be too aggressive because there are a lot of mines here, making good use of those with his vultures. One thing about Terran is if you lose vultures when they've got mines, it's devastating, because even though vultures are only 75 minerals, that's either free damage or free sort of time saving, or time, it's not time saving, is it? It's what would you call it? Like, you're buying time, but how would you explain that in English as like a verb? I guess buying time is a verb, but if you're doing it as a thing, I don't know how you would say it. It's so weird. It's a buying time. Oh, okay, he should not have got hit by that mine. There's absolutely no physical reason why that mine should have hit him, but while this is going on, dropship coming into the main, there currently isn't any defense back at home, and this could be a big problem. We're going to have 4 vultures. Looks like one of them still only has 1 mine, so there's not going to be as many mines here, but this is going to be a lot of damage coming in from Grast, or from Tarson even. And you can see the Grast is struggling just a little bit. One obvious disclaimer is the Grast doesn't play as much as some of his teammates, so this is a little bit rough given how good Tarson is, but looks like Grast is trying to hold on the best he can. He's got his own, oh, I thought it was a shuttle going in there, but it's an observer. Got a little bit excited there for a Reaver despite not seeing any Reaver tech. But looks like he has cleaned up the vulture in his main, but not without taking a fairly decent amount of damage here, which is obviously a pretty big deal. Now, okay, so the... Oh, please don't mind drag into the units. Where's the... Wait, was there an observer here? I guess not. Yeah, delaying. I guess delaying is a better way of saying it. Time buying, I guess, works as well, and postponing kind of does, but... this is making me really nervous. This single mine is making me really nervous. If a Dragoon spawns here and just runs that way, this is not going to be good. Looks like Grast is struggling a little bit with his money. He did take a lot of damage with his probes, so his economy is in tatters right now. And Tarson is just kind of going from strength to strength. He's going up to 5 factories now on his 2 bases. No third command center just yet, but we do have +1 nearly finished. We should have that science facility coming in soon if he wants to get +2 on time. And another factory, so it's going to be a 6-fact push with +1 coming in from Tarson. And this is going to be quite difficult for poor Grast to hold on to, I think, here. Okay, we've got the Citadel coming in here. Looks like Grast wants to move up to High Templar. Possibly go in to Arbiters as well, but Templar might be a better choice here. If he can get some good storms off on the push, then that could actually save his life here. Still no science facility, so Tarson is going to delay +2. Even if you think you're going to win with the +1 push, it's better to build the science facility in +2 anyway, because if the push fails, all of a sudden you're way further behind than you should be. Now, realistically, I think with the state of the game at the moment, this push should work, but I still definitely think it's better to think more about the future. He's going for +1 armor, but +1 armor before +2 attack, it's not that great. Now, you can go for a 1-1 push as well, which he may be saving up for. It'll be a while before he moves out, just because he does need at least a few rounds of units from his 6-fact to really be able to do too much. But looks like... Oh! I thought Tarson was going to go for an expansion up here, but it's just an empty dropship. Now, if you're going up there anyway, you may as well take an SCV, right? Get a 3rd base. Still no science facility. Still no 3rd command center either. Looks like Grast is going to clear up some of the mines in the middle of the map. And this is going to prompt Tarson to move out here. Now, all of his vultures are going out way before his tanks, so looks like he's going to build some SCVs, or bring some SCVs as well. They can build turrets on the high ground up here. This is buildable terrain. And let's see if this is going to work out. I think Grast should kind of fall over here based on the numbers, but we'll have to see if he can make it happen. Looks like he may be tapping out soon though, because he's only got 6 Dragoons left. There is more Vultures than Dragoons right now. There's almost more Marines than Dragoons in this push. 4 versus 3 at the moment. And looks like Grast Dragoons are getting a little bit, or pushed a little bit too far away. And now they're going to be stuck trying to come up against the tanks to get here. Looks like one of the Dragoons getting a little bit confused. And there's a lot of Zealots here that aren't really going to be able to do too much, I don't think, because there's so many Vultures and no Dragoons. I think this very well may be the end of the game. It's been a quick game 1. Grast a little bit outclassed here, I think, but as I did mention, he did step in, not necessarily wanting to play. And he's still showing a pretty good game, so looks like the Zealot's going to get on top of the front tanks. This isn't too bad. Some probes have been pulled as well. Looks like a load of the tanks have been unsieged. He knows that splash damage is the big problem, but look at that, 2 turrets coming up. GG. Grast taps out, and that's going to take us in to game number 2 when we get back after this short break. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner, we have fighting for pSi in the blue. It's mitak. And once again, we are denied the Terran themes. Why? Why? Spawning us off here in the top right-hand corner in the black, fighting for NetWars. It's the Polish powerhouse himself. It's kogeT. Okay, now I know that black can be a little bit difficult to see on the minimap, but black Terran units look so cool that I'm not going to change them to red. I can't do it to myself. I want to see black Terran. Black Terran look badass. Now it is a TvZ, of course. It is Desert Dwellers. The only map in the STPL to have the STPL logo on it, and it's a damn good logo if I do see it myself. Oh yeah, this is like a different blue. Wait, no, it's the normal blue. The blue doesn't change. What do you mean blue is hard to see on the minimap as well? I don't know. Yeah, but you never really see blue Zerg very often. Usually it's red. Like whenever I do shift tab, it's always red Zerg. Okay, wonder how kogeT is going to play this. Are we going to see a gas play coming in from him, or is he going to go for a fast expansion? This isn't a map we've really seen too many TvZs on. The only one we saw was Hero versus Praise, when SouL played against pSi. That was actually at the end of November, so I think that was one of the first weeks of this season. And Hero did win in like 7 minutes, so we've not really seen how longer TvZs look here. Now, mitak is a pretty damn good Zerg player. He's always really fun to watch in ZvT. In terms of win ratio, he is 55% over Terran, which is by far his best matchup. He actually beat Terror on BlitzX back in season 3, so he's shown that he can beat good Terrans. Now, kogeT, of course, one of the best Terran players outside of Korea, and his win rate shows as well. He is currently 7-0 over Zergs in the STPL. I'm surprised he hasn't played... Okay, so can someone explain how this is possible, right? kogeT has played 64 games in the STPL, and he's only played against 7 Zergs. Is that not insane? Like, that's crazy. That's less than 10% of his games of... Wait. No, it's more than 10% of his games. Just about. About 10% of all of his games, essentially, have been against Zerg. There are so many Zergs in the STPL, it's insane. Like, he's just been dodging them. He just gets Protoss and Terran all the time. Yeah, but he's got a whopping 100% win rate against Zerg. If he can win here, that means he is going to head up the table in the all-time top streak of TvZ, matching Cryoc on 8-0, and Medini on 8-0 as well, who is currently ongoing. Oh, we do have that engineering bay coming in, so it's actually going to be a... Okay, it's a 2 racks into an engineering bay play. This isn't the most common play off of 2 racks. You usually go for the academy first, but you can go for a +1 5 racks with kind of a later engineering bay, quicker second barracks. That is something you can do. Obviously, kogeT has got a pretty good scout off in the main base. He knows he's up against 3 hatchery, and this could be why he's delaying his academy just a little bit, just to get the earlier +1. Yeah, people in chat saying they think that TvZ is kogeT's best matchup, and it's more than likely Zergs are dodging him, which would make sense. +1, of course, already on the way. Where I don't see his TvZ very much, I would say his TvP is probably his best matchup, but I don't know. It's because I've got very little experience seeing him in TvZ in the STPL. Like, I think if you were to look at win rates, obviously his TvZ is his best because it's 100%, but the sample size is so much smaller that I think even with 100%, it's quite difficult to say that it's his best. But TvP, like, he has beaten some incredibly good players. The only player he seems to struggle against in TvP is DeWalt. And he keeps getting the Walt somehow. TvT, he's really good as well. He actually got his revenge on Terra in the last 10 games. It wasn't the last 10 games, but the last time they played. Obviously, if you saw RCG the year before last, so 2019, you'll remember the Corrupted Cup, you'll remember that Terra beat kogeT like 6-0. kogeT demolished Terra the last time they played in STPL, so kogeT's TvT is very strong as well, so... Okay, we've actually got a Lurker build coming in from mitak here. There is a Spire coming up as well, but he's actually hidden the Hydra den. I mean, if you scan the natural, it's going to be seen, but the scans have just now finished. We'll have to keep an eye on where kogeT actually does scan with them, because that's going to be very important, whether or not he sees the Hydras popping or the Lurkers or anything, because Lurker is a very tricky build to go for in ZvT. Like, if you can make it work, it can be incredibly strong, because if a Terran player is not expecting Lurkers and you put them oh, here we go. kogeT scans and immediately sees the Hydra den, but he's not seen the Hydras leaving the base yet, so he doesn't know 100% for sure that there's Lurkers on the middle of the map right now. Obviously, you can assume so. Now, mitak really needs to make these into Lurkers as soon as possible, and he needs to build them just out of the way, or block the... If he blocks the ramp, he's going to be in a good spot, but the Lurker upgrade, it's not done yet. This could be a bit rough, because kogeT, if he finds these Hydras, which it looks like he's going to, really nice... Oh, no. Okay, he's going to buy himself some time. Okay, I don't really agree with cancelling all of them in one go. He should have probably cancelled them like one by one to kind of gain himself some time, but... He does have the 4 Sunkens now, and that is enough to hold against this many Marines. Like the scan coming in to see exactly what's going on. We've got a lot of Lurkers being added on here, so mitak shouldn't die to any pushes, but he is going to be in a position where it's going to be difficult to take a third. He's got a drone down here already, so that's going to be in a position to go for it. You can actually see what they're building in a replay, but I don't like showing it. It's also a bit buggy, as you can see. I kind of don't like seeing it because I like kind of observing more rather than just staring at the replay thing. Yeah, this is definitely looking good for kogeT at the moment. He's got a big force of medic marine here, a load of marines heading on over to reinforce this as well. But there are so many Lurkers now that he is not going to be able to deal with this. Now, mitak moving forward, nice pick off on the first Lurker there as he pulls back. But this isn't much bio, so these links should be able to get into a good position. Looks like, oh my god, if those marines get target fired by the Lurkers on the high ground, that is going to be devastation here. And looks like that's exactly what kogeT's going to reap here. mitak doing a very good job defending against that initial bio push. The only 2 medics out here in the middle of the map are going to be taken down eventually. Looks like kogeT going to try and run away with them, but they should get caught. Nice link movement by mitak there to be able to kill those. Now, mitak is the one with the initiative now. It looks like kogeT is going to move down to the bottom left, so he may be able to kill this base. That is a little bit unfortunate. He should probably cancel this. But mitak is going to be able to expand up here if he wants to. And kogeT is a T main, yeah. He used to be a Zerg main, but he switched many, many years ago. Now kogeT going up to his science facility again, off of the back of 4 racks. So 4 racks tech for kogeT. Dropship coming in as well, going 6 racks. +1 armor coming in. Should have a second engineering base starting soon as well to go for +2 attack. And kogeT is going to be going bio this game, and that is definitely something that I think we all want to see, because oh no, he didn't cancel his... Oh, that's so unfortunate. He didn't cancel his hatchery. That's 300 minerals he's not going to get back. And yeah, kogeT actually recently got all of the races to S level, so kogeT definitely a strong player. Now, the one downside of going for Lurker play is you don't have anything to deal with dropships. Now, an Overlord did see the dropship there, so he should know that he has to send something back to defend. But right now it looks like he's getting ready to go for an all-in. And oh my god, kogeT's so good. mitak tries to build a hatchery on the other side of the map. It gets spotted immediately. How is kogeT so good? Here we go, looks like the dropship going to be coming into the main here. This could snipe the Queen's Nest, snipe the Spire, and the spawning pool. mitak pulling his drones immediately, but look how far away everything is. It's all going for an attack. There's 2 bunkers here, 2 tanks. There's no way he's breaking this. But let's see if he can do it. There's no scans up here just yet. Scans coming in. There is, of course, the science vessel, and there's nothing that can deal with that. Looks like the bunkers are going to get taken down, but the tanks are the real problem. If he unsieges, well, I mean, if he doesn't unsiege, he's going to lose everything. But here we go. Looks like mitak coming in here. Going to be able to get one of these tanks. Should be able to get a good number of these SCVs as well. But the tank at the back is too far back. Looks like the tech in the main has been taken down as well. The natural is still strong, but all of the lurkers have gone down now. mitak is still down 22 SCVs, and kogeT holds his front against that all-in. Now it looks like the bio has finally been cleaned up in his main, so he's going to be able to expand again. Well, expand, but mine again from his main. But he doesn't have a spawning pool. He has, obviously, he has Hive, but no Adrenaline. He's got no Defiler Mound just yet. He's rebuilding his spawning pool. And there's no third base here for mitak. So now it looks like mitak going to get a good scout on this dropship again. Now, is he going to get into a position to defend against it? Looks like he is. This is exactly what he needs to do. Although he's going to need more than one lurker here. I think it would have been better to keep those as Hydras, but this is a very, very nice position for kogeT to be in, of course. He's now up 60 supply on his opponent. Looks like the, oh no. Oh no, this isn't good. The Sunken's coming up in his main, so he might be able to hold on with a Sunken. But those Sunkens are stuff you don't really want to build, right? You're already down in drones. Building 3 Sunkens is 3 more drones you no longer have. We've got the Ultra Cabin, but mitak doesn't have anywhere near enough money to make use of it. Now kogeT is going in for 2-2. He's coming in with a big push here. 2 vessels with a lot of energy. There's 3 or almost 3 irradiates there. We've got 2 lurkers running out to the middle of the map. This is not good. He needs all of his lurkers back home if he wants to hold on to this. Looks like he wants to get into a position to help defend. Now, of course, there is 4 Sunkens here, but the Sunkens aren't the main problem because, I mean, the lurkers should be, but of course, with 3 irradiates, all 3 of those are going to go down. And then the tanks are going to kill the Sunkens. I think this is going to be game. Looks like the, oh, nice scan. Nice movement on those Marines as well. And I think this is going to be game over. There's no Spire, of course. The Sunkens will only keep you alive for so long. And kogeT has played an absolute blinder now. He doesn't even have Ultras coming in, does mitak. So he's going to try and push forward with Lings. This isn't going to work. This is the death throes of a Zerg player here. Without the Zerg theme, or without the Terran theme, Terran still wins. GG. kogeT, well, mitak taps out. kogeT wins game number 2. Oh, sorry. Hello guys and welcome back. We're in here in game number 3. It's a TvZ on Pathfinder, starting us off here in the 12 o'clock position. We do have the green Zerg player fighting for NetWars. It's Zoom. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left hand corner fighting for pSi. It's 1A, 2A, 3A. We've got the Terran theme. So I'm gonna make a guess here. I wonder if the theme that plays is based on whatever team sent the replays in. Who sent the replays in this time? Because random teams sent me the replays, so you never know who's won. No, NetWars sent me the replays, so that goes against what I thought it was. Because I thought maybe player 1 was the one that oh, based on the one who hosts. Okay, so maybe it is just player 1. I was thinking player 1 was Zoom, so NetWars some of the replays, but then of course... No, it can't be, because Zoom hosted this game. Because otherwise he wouldn't be in the player 1 slot. I don't know, maybe it's the opponents? It's going to be interesting. We're going to test out that theory in the next series. I wonder if player 2's theme is always the one that plays. I'd be interested to find out if that's how it works. Before I would have emailed Grant, but unfortunately Grant left Blizzard, so... I've still got his contact info though, so I can still talk to him. But I'm guessing he's like bound by NDA to not talk about anything Brood War related anymore. Like he can't talk about the code or anything like that. It's such a shame that they dissolved the classic team. Because Matt and Grant were really, really cool. Matt works on WoW now as a producer, and Grant is... I don't know what he's doing, I think he's moved somewhere else. Okay, so we've got a 12 hatchery coming in from Zoom into a... No, not a 12 hatch actually. That was that an 11 hatch? Or 10 hatch? I'm really bad at paying attention, especially in the first few minutes of the game. I start getting confused and then start thinking about other things. I don't know, but this is a... Wait. Yeah, the pool's just finished, so I think it was either a 10 or 11 hatch. But it's another TvZ, and TvZ isn't something we get very often. Now, one thing to note is 1A, 2A, 3A is going for a 1-base push here. Yeah, I've also got Matt's email, so I can just email him. I don't know whether or not they're still... I'm assuming that someone is still looking after Brood War though. Even if the classic team is dissolved, like maybe Matt has to... Because I can't imagine they'll just leave this as the final ladder season, right? I reckon they'll probably update it again. I guess they're not actively... Wait. They've lost the only developer, so that might mean we're not going to get any more patches. I don't know. I guess it depends how they plan on doing it. Activision are weird. They're also merging Vicarious Visions with Blizzard. Now the sad thing is, Vicarious Visions have done an amazing job with the latest remasters they've done. But it feels like they've killed Blizzard to do it, which kind of sucks. I don't know. I shouldn't really talk about this because I'll go on Activision's blacklist. Not that I'm on the good list either, but... It's kind of weird. It's so strange. Luckily enough, there's stuff like Shield Battery, the 2-pack and it was 2-pack and Tech, wasn't it? 2-pack and Tech 24? Was his name Tech 24 or was Tech 16? I can't remember. Either way, like they're working on Shield Battery again, so even if Blizzard does, or even if Activision does kill the StarCraft Remastered servers, hopefully there'll still be a place that people can play. Ah, it's Tech 27. Okay. I was completely wrong on both accounts. Thank you, Red. Now, going for a 1-base push in TvZ is a risky play, because if it doesn't work, you can actually end up being very far behind. Now, especially on a map like this one, Mutalisks are incredibly strong here. We saw that in one of the TvZs we saw about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Now, Zoom is going to get in, and he is going to see that this is a 1-base push, so we should see immediately a lot of Sunkens be added on here, but 1A2A3A is getting across this map very, very fast. If he can get in before the second sunken is done, and even with the second sunken, I don't think it matters too much, but we are going to have to see this sunken get killed very quickly. The medics are not in position. Okay, he needs his medics in position here or he's just going to lose all of his marines. He's trying to go past. Oh, he should have just fought the sunken. I think this is going to be game over. I don't think this is going to work. He's got to... Okay, so he's got to... Oh, if he builds a bunker here, that'd be quite clever. Oh no, the marine! The marine! He needs to repair the marine! Okay, heal the marine. Okay, he's healing the marine. Nice stim. Nice pullback. Using the medic as a wall. The most important thing is that he keeps the marine alive. There is a single bunker, which is going to die to muteless most likely, but he needs to get the marine in there. He should use the medics to heal the SCV. Oh, looks like the SCV is going to go down, so I don't think this is going to work very well. But he does kill a muter, so that's something. He's going to be able to get another one as well, most likely, although look how little damage a marine in a bunker does. Just a single marine does absolutely nothing. And there we go. The medics and the marines have fallen here. Looks like 1A2A3A has been building up and behind this. He's got a lot of turrets, which is going to help him against the mutalisks. But now he's going to be stuck on one base. And that is the problem. Like, when you go for a one base push, especially on a map like this, if you do not win, you're against mutalisks. They can come in from a 360-degree angle around your base. You are not going to be getting a natural anytime soon. Oh my god, but that was lucky. The turrets hit the damaged muter, so that's a little bit of a win here for our Terran player. Now, are we going to have a day of like Terrans winning every single game? Is 1A2A3 going to come back here and win? He did do a decent amount of damage with the Marines to the drone line, but this is going to be a tough comeback. Now, looks like the Marine's getting in position to try and take out some of these muters. He needs to micro perfectly if he wants to deal with this. There's still only 2 sunken, so maybe he can push. We've got the Lurker upgrade coming in, but he has to micro well against the muteless if he wants to survive here. Looks like once again the muter's getting caught off guard by the turrets, taking a little bit of extra damage. Oh, 2 muters getting picked off there by the Marines. Nicely done. Very nice stim and positioning there by 1A2A3. And another muter possibly going to go down to the turrets, just about not doing it. We've got a 3rd sunken colony coming in here. But 1A2A3 is still stuck on his one base for now. But he's killed a lot of muters. He's got a lot of medic marine. He does need more medics though. He needs a bigger army than this if he wants to break through 3 sunkens. But obviously losing a lot of mutalisks is going to help 1A2A3's push. It's going to push Zoom back into his base essentially and give him the opportunity to go for an expansion. Now 3 of the Marines going to get caught off guard here by the mutalisks. Nice stim, but that's not going to matter too much. He cannot push into this. This is not going to work. He's going to lose so many Marines to make this happen, but maybe it's going to work because Tesagi, I don't know. But oh my god, he's actually going to break through. The sunkens are all going to go down. There is only a couple of lurkers coming in, but as long as he's got scans, he's broken into the main. If he just runs into the main base here, oh my goodness, he gets in. A lot of drones being taken down. Muters coming down to try and block this. He wants to pull him back towards his lurkers, but he is going to stim into the main again. He's got position on top of the hill. He gets a nice bit of damage here. Oh my god, look at that pullback. Gets another one of the lurkers. He's on top of the Spire now. He's on top of the drones in the main, and this is not looking good for our Zerg hero. Looks like Terran is going to continue their winning streak today. Another lurker getting focus fired down. Nice scan. The final remaining muter is going to be taking a lot of damage. 4 Marines are all that stand between Zoom and holding on. But 4 Marines, when they've got 2 medics with them, can be pretty strong. But does need to focus fire the Marines a little bit better than this. The medics not healing properly, so Zoom is going to hold on. But of course, back at home, we have a lot of medic Marine coming back in. Going for another 6 medics. And he has done a decent amount of damage. Zoom cannot really afford anything right now. He's on 13 drones, going up to 14. He's having to rebuild his economy. And while he's rebuilding his economy, 1A2A3A is getting further and further ahead. But this was a really nicely played TvZ so far. Now, are we going to see a third base coming in here from 1A, 2A, 3A? Is he going to get more ahead? I think he is. I think he's going to get more ahead here, and that's what you like to see. That's what you like to see as a Terran player. So many times, Terrans will be like, well, I'm on 2 base. I can just build Medic Marine forever. And then they mine out. Like, they mine out, and then it's game over. And it's like, oh, well, maybe you should have expanded a little bit sooner. Like, Medic Marine lasts forever, but if the Zerg can hold on long enough... There we go. And models, I am not poking fun at Artosis. I actually do agree that when you're ahead, you should get more ahead. Like, that's just how it should be. People claiming GG in chat. The important thing to remember is Zerg have a unit called the Lurker. And if the Terran player does not micro properly against the Lurkers, they will lose all of their Marines. I have basically lost games to this before. You can get overconfident. If you lose your whole army to Lurkers over and over again, you can be in a lot of trouble. Now, 1A, 2A, 3A, I think is decidedly better than I am. So there we go. Looks like we do have a bunker up here. So he built a bunker ready to build a command center, but he's not built a command center, and he's got no Marines in there. So looks like Zoom going to move out on the map with his 4 Lurkers. This could be a strong move if he sets them to hold position. It looks like he wants to push. There's no way he's pushing with this, right? You cannot push with these Lurkers. Oh my god, they're going to die. Yeah, Zoom is dead. Why was he pushing so far forward? I cannot understand what Zoom was doing there. That made no sense. Oh my goodness, he just threw the game. Like, he was behind, and now he's he's essentially in a position where he cannot possibly win. There we go. GG is called. Zoom taps out, and Terran wins again. This is the wrong button. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 4 between pSi and Venom, or pSi and Venom, pSi and NetWars. Starting us off here in the top left hand corner, fighting for pSi. It's Michael, our Magenta Protoss. His opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner, fighting for NetWars. It's King Venom. Okay, so it's a PvP. Elfunk in chat saying Venom not talking around in channel, probably lost. Hopefully that's not going to be true, but you never know. The Cannon King, I mean the Cannon King lost his game against last, but he was still here, so... That was a crazy game, that was a, wait, that game was 42 minutes. And it went into the top 5 longest games. It was 42 minutes and 12 seconds, but it was actually knocked out of that as of last Friday. I just forgot to add that. Wait, did I put the times in for the latest series? I can't remember. But if not, it'll be knocked out soon, I think, because we have a lot of games. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for a cannon rush in PvP, but Michael... going for a fast scout here after his gateway. I mean, I guess that's not too fast of a scout, but both players going for similar builds, but we're going to have so 2 gate against 1 gate gas. So it is a little bit of a difference. We've not got mirror builds and a mirror PvP again. Now my viewer count just dropped to 0, so either my stream just died and I didn't realize, or it's just Twitch bugging out. Hopefully it's hopefully the stream's still running, because otherwise I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, I guess the Twitch dashboard is just bugged out. It's always worrying when it suddenly drops to 0. It's like, has my stream just gone offline? Like, can I just not tell? I checked OBS to see it was still actually working, and it was, thankfully. So. Okay, so Michael going into double Zealot, of course. We're going to have Venom going into a single Zealot, into a Dragoon, into range most likely. We should see that Dragoon coming in soon if he wants to make sure he survives against the 2 gate. There we go. A little bit late on his Dragoon timing, but does get there eventually. Now he knows he's up against 2 gateways, so I'm surprised we've not seen a 2nd gate being added on yet. Now against 2 gate you can hold with just a single gateway, but obviously having the 2nd gateway makes it easier. Now Michael is going to be the one going for cannons here. So, oh my god, is he going to cannon contain the Cannon King? Yes, he is. Michael picked Protoss. Random is not allowed in the STPL. Oh, the pylon was late. Okay, my bad. The 2 gate coming in, but he is going to be stuck on 1 base with cannons. This is not going to be good for him. If he does not break his way out now, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. And look at this, 2 cannons coming in. There's 2 Zealots are going to come to defend this as well. This Zealot just walking in the main, he doesn't care if it dies. All he has to do is hold on until this cannon container is done. And it's going to be almost impossible for Venom to get out here. How ironic, the Cannon King could be falling to cannons here. Obviously the game is not over yet, you have options of getting out of your base on 1 base. And Michael doesn't have an expansion either. But oh my god, is he going to break out just in time? Oh, he's not going to attack the cannons, looks like he wants to run past them, he wants to try and go and do some damage, but doesn't quite get away. Nice blocking by Michael there. Now there is a Dragoon and a Zealot heading on over to the to Michael's base, but not much health on those. And Michael actually has 2 probes here. You know what? You know what he should do? If he hadn't built that exactly there, he should expand to Venom's base. Can you imagine how BM that would be? You just take your opponent's natural. That's it. And he's stopping at 3 cannons as well. He's like, okay, I don't need more cannons. Like, you're not going to try and break out your base now. You're going to have to wait until Reavers, so I'm just gonna go. And yeah, it is actually good to expand there because you can defend the base, so... looks like we are going to have the probes coming in to trap the Dragoon to allow the Zealots to get on top of it. The Zealot and the Dragoon get taken down. And a couple of probes have been taken down by the Zealots, but not too many. Oh, here we go. He said he went back with his army, but apparently that didn't happen. Today is not Venom's day, unfortunately. That's probably why he's not in chat. Wasn't his day this week. Oh man, I really don't like watching people rage in chat because I feel so awkward. Like, why would you say, like, why is it when people are losing to something? Why is it like, oh, why are you playing like this? Like, it's bad. You're a bad player. You're losing to it right now. You are actually losing to it. So if it's that bad, how can you say that? Because you're just making yourself look worse. Right? Am I the only one who thinks like that? Like, people who are like, oh, this player's so bad. And it's like, okay, well, if they're bad, why did you lose to them? Right? If you're that much better, you shouldn't have lost to them. I don't know. That may be throwing shade at Artosis, not deliberately, but that's kind of how I feel about when Artosis gets angry as well. Like, I understand that people aren't playing the way you expect them to, but even then, like, Brood War is all about winning, and you do what it takes when you win. Apparently Artosis thinks like me when he's calm as well. I guess he just gets angry. It happens. Somehow, oh, he dropped them out with a, yeah, he dropped them out with a shuttle. Okay. I was like, how the hell did he get them out? I even saw them get dropped down. Yeah, when you get emotional, it's really difficult to kind of keep an eye on everything. But look at this. Michael, ahead of the game. 4 Dragoons in his main base. He's like, well, I've got cannons at the front. There's even a cannon here. He is basically prepared for everything that Venom could possibly do. Now, it looks like we are going to have the... Oh, this is a little bit rough. Now, this Reaver, or this shuttle is actually quite low. Okay, oh no. Oh no. That was unfortunate. That was very unfortunate. Venom is not going to be happy. I would not like to be Venom right now. This would feel so bad. There's no way he's getting out of here now. There's 4... Like, Reavers are good, but when you're trying to get a Reaver to fire up a ramp, you may as well just go the other side. Like, come in from here. Now, flying the Reaver to the main could be a good shout, but look at this. Michael already has Dragoons to stop the shuttle from being able to drop the Reaver off in his main, like, if he goes over there. And there's 2 cannon, or there's a cannon here and 2 Dragoons, so... I don't know. I'm not sure I agree with this play either, because he's just going to get a Reaver stuck in the middle of the map. Like, he's got a second Reaver, so maybe he can go for a big push. That would actually not be a bad idea. But he's up against 4 gateways on 1 base. Like, he's got 2 gateways himself, and 2 versus 4 usually mathematically doesn't work out. Now, obviously, Reavers are a very strong unit, but you need more than this to beat 4 gates. Oh, and here we go. Looks like he's been scouted. Okay, is he going to pick up the 2 Reavers? He's going for another Reaver. Okay. I guess he's just going to elevate it more and more. I think he's kind of on a timer, though. He needs to push out, and he needs to go push now. Like, waiting this long is not going to help him. He's just going to be up against more units the longer he waits. But that's the troubling thing when you're playing this kind of situation. It's so hard to figure out what exactly you need to do. Because how often do you get in a position like this? I think this is why people get frustrated playing against builds that you don't normally see. Because you don't know how to react. Like, you don't know how many units your opponent's got at any given time. Because you have no practice against it. Now, he's going to open his front. So that is something. He's actually going to be able to get the pylons before the cannons, which means he's going to be able to kill the cannons quite easily. Oh, he's going to go for the cannon instead. He wants to make sure he doesn't lose everything. So that's something. But look at this. Look how many Dragoons are currently getting ready to charge him. The Reavers are out of position here. And look, the Reavers are going to have to come back, but it means the cannons are still alive. Looks like he's going back for the cannons now. He has to kill the Dragoons. The Dragoons are all that matters right now. The Reavers can kill the cannons afterwards. Venom is definitely fighting hard here to come back, and he's doing an okay job. So, as frustrated as he got earlier, it's not looking too bad. This is a lot of minerals and cannons that he's not, like, he's killing. So, the important thing is this army, though. If he can't deal with the army, he's going to lose the game regardless. Now the Reaver's taking a little bit of damage there from the cannons. If Michael can get on top of this, it's going to be a very, very awkward situation. Looks like the... Oh my god, nice hot pickup there by Venom. Looks like one of the Reavers is taken down, but the other one is still alive. Does get taken down, though. It's 2 versus 2. 2 versus 1. And Michael is locking his opponent back in the base, but there's... Oh, there's a lot of Dragoons left in his base. There should be 2 Reavers in this shot as well. Yes, there is. And it looks like Venom may have done it. Michael was going for an all-in, and he's not done enough damage to cripple his opponent. And King Venom is going to do it. Venom has broke out. He's got a lot of Dragoons left over, and he is currently up 7 supply on his opponent. And he's got 2 Reavers. And 2 Reavers are worth their weight in gold. His opponent has absolutely no tech back at home. And it looks like Venom is going to march across the map here to a victory. It's going to be so hard for Michael to hold on to this. If he can kill the shuttle, he can make magic happen. Magic Michael, is it going to happen? But there's so many units coming out here from Venom now, but looks like he is going to try and go for that shuttle. He knows how important it is. He can't get it. GG. Michael taps out, and Venom wins the game and wins the series for NetWars. Did we have no game music there? We had no game music there the whole time, did we? I didn't even realize. Shows how good the Protoss theme is. I didn't even notice it wasn't playing. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, let's go over to the results screen, and then we can get ready for series number 2. Okay, so looking at the results, of course, we had Tarson take down Grast, kogeT took down mitak. In the 3rd game, Terran continued winning in this series as 1A2A3 took down Zoom, and then Venom had a pretty mad comeback there on Paradise to beat Michael. So that was a really, really nice played series by both teams. Venom especially, I think that game was probably the craziest. And it was a pretty damn good game anyway. We are going to be back in about 5 minutes for series number 2. It's going to be Red versus SouL.
Start your engine. 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to Victory Lane. You made it. Congratulations, you place first.
STP. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going into our second series for today. It's going to be I nearly said a TvZ, that's actually the game. It is going to be another team match, of course. It's SouL versus Red. For SouL, we've got Scan, Spire, ZeLoT, and Mighty. A very mighty lineup indeed. Going to be very tough for Red to take them on, but Red themselves have got a pretty plucky lineup coming out here. We've got Eriador, MasterReY, LML, and Cryoc. MasterReY hasn't lost any of his last 4 games. Eriador won his last game. LML lost his last game, and so did Cryoc, but this is definitely a strong roster for Red, so I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to go. Having a look at the lineups here, we're going to have Scan versus Eriador in Game 1 on Rosen Bridge. I'd say that's, even though Scan is a god at TvZ, Eriador on weird maps is kind of at home, so Eriador on an island map definitely going to do pretty well here, I think. We've got Spire versus MasterReY in a ZvP. MasterReY doing really well in PvZ recently, so looking forward to seeing that. ZeLoT versus LML as well. That's going to be another ZvP on Pathfinder. Then we're going to have a PvT between Cryoc and Mighty. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go. Eriador and Scan, of course, both very good players. Rosen Bridge, definitely one of our weirder maps in the league, but let's introduce both Scan and Eriador because they are both so good. Scan currently ranked 2 in the STPL. He's got a whopping 91% win rate against Zerg in his 12 games. He's only lost 2, well, he's actually lost 2 of his last 8 games, so Scan's not been on the toppest of form recently for SouL. He did lose against Kame Zerg as well on Core Breach. That was in a Coven, if you saw Season 3. His opponent going to be Eriador. Eriador ranked 49, but still no slouch. In the STPL, I would say his ZvT is probably the one he struggled with the most. Yeah, he is a Zerg. Yeah, ZvT he struggled with the most, but he's never had the best maps for him. This is probably the map that I would say that Eriador is probably going to shine on the most. Like, this map has features that he is going to be incredibly used to, and I'm looking forward to see how this is going to do. Let's get into game number 1. It's on Rosen Bridge. It's Eriador versus Scan. Okay, starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner in the orange on the mainland. Fighting for red, it's Eriador. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right hand corner, fighting for SouL. It's a Terran player, Scan, on the island. Looks like Scan hasn't seen this map somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but Scan obviously a very busy man. Now, Eriador on the mainland. So far in the STPL, we've seen Zerg spawning on the mainland against an island Terran usually have a good chance of winning the game. We've seen a few games be thrown away by Zerg players who get a little bit overconfident and just kind of forget that someone can build 8 Valkyries and kill all their air units, but it'll be kind of cool to see how this is actually going to play out. Obviously, Norway versus Korea. Scan, fluent in English, so like, Scan is a genuinely really nice guy. Like, if you've ever sat and spoke to Scan, he's actually really friendly. Like, I really like Scan. Scan is one of my favorite players to talk to. Now, of course, when you have a player like Eri, Doc Holiday says in before Queens, but Queens on this map, pretty good choice. If your opponent's going to be going for mass dropship, which Scan's going to need to do to get off his island, Queens are insanely good. If you ensnare dropships and kill them with Scourge, that's game over. That is game over. Now, of course, Eriador doesn't know his opponent's on the island, but he is going to play it like an island map. I said before that I was speaking to a player who said you should play like you're on an island regardless of who you're against. And I'm fairly certain that may have been Eriador. I can't remember, it was a long time ago, it was like a few months ago by this point. But even if your opponent's on the mainland, it doesn't really matter, right? Because they shouldn't be going for like an all-in. Like, they shouldn't be going for like a ground-based all-in because it's not going to work, and we've got 3 hatch before pull, so Eriador is playing this out perfectly, and Eriador is going to scout scan first. And there we go, he scouts the command center, he knows where his opponent spawned. And due to the angle this Overlord came in, it could be possible that Scan might think his opponent's in the top left. Now Scan is very good, so he should know he's in the bottom right. But Eriador is playing this perfectly so far. Now Eriador did go for the closer third, which is a mineral only. Now mineral only in this position isn't that bad because it allows you to go for more overlords, which obviously you can go for drops if you want to do that, but I reckon we're probably going to see Eriador rush up to Hive here, rush up to Nidus, and go for a Nidus onto the island in the bottom left. You can also offensively Nidus your opponent's island as well, but that's quite difficult. Yeah, it's 14 CC versus 3 hatch at the moment. Scan going into some tech behind this. He is going for his first factory. I do wonder if Scan is going to go 2-port Wraith, or if he's going to try and play a more grounded game and then just go for a lot of dropships. 2-port Wraith can be pretty good, but I mean, Zerg out of any of the races, I would say, as long as like they're microing properly, have the best chance against 2-port Wraith. Like later game, Terran just does not beat Zerg unless you get lucky. Like, obviously, Valkyries are good, and Wraiths are really strong as well, but as long as the Zerg player doesn't sit all of their units in one place, and they go for Devourers and Queens, Zerg Air just dominates. I don't know, I can't say this from a position of actually knowing, but if I look at the, if I look at engagements, and I've seen a lot of engagements now throughout the STPL, and even in, like, ASL and, like, old Pro League and stuff, it feels to me like late game Zerg have the best air by far. Like, even against Protoss, because in Snare, Plague, and Devourers are so unbelievably strong that I just don't think it's possible to call it any other way. Like, the carriers are good against Zerg, but Zerg air is better. And basically, I don't know, like, Terran Air doesn't really scale very well in the late game. BCs are okay, but against Devourers, they're kind of bad. And yeah, Plague is also insanely good. I'm counting Plague as part of Zerg Air because, like, all air units clump, and if they get Plagued, it's like game over, basically. Especially in ZvZ as well. The Plague in ZvZ, you barely ever see it, but when you do, like, it's just like, oh, my 40 Mutalisks are now completely useless. They're all on 1 health. I guess I'm dead now. Now we've got Eriador going for a 4th base here. We do have a Queen's Nest come on. This is Spire. I thought he was rushing Queen's Nest, but not quite yet. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. Does want to go for the Spire early on. Going for Carapace early on his ground units. Now, he did actually airlift a Marine over onto the mainland. Did he do that via... Oh my god, it's Valkyries. Scan knows how to play against air. Is he going to go mass Valks here? But did he build a single... Wait, how did he get the Marines over here? Oh, he landed his barracks and then flew it back again. Now the Valkyrie's obviously going to help out a lot against Mutalisk play, but they're not very good against pure Scourge. It looks like we've got some Scourge coming in. Obviously the Overlords are going to be the big problem, but as long as he doesn't... Oh! I thought that was Scourge popping out. That would have been a very good timing, but 3 more Hydras coming out. We do have 2 base plating on the Valkyrie, which makes them quite strong. At least it makes them hard to kill, but their damage is quite low. And oh my god, Eriador could get a kill here. That would be a very, very big move. Looks like he's not going to be able to do it. Gonna pull back. Doesn't want to throw away any units. We've got a dropship coming in here now with a Wraith. The Wraith's going to kind of help out with the air. I think Scan is probably going to go for mass air though. Oh my god, it's this... Oh! I thought the Scourge were going to find the dropship there, and that would have been insanely good. We've got Scan going for a dropship with an SCV to try and expand further away. We see the hive is being taken down, but that's going to take a very long time to kill. And already Eriador is getting ready to go up to the top left to expand here. So Eriador playing this almost perfectly for where he wants to be, but he needs to make sure he scans, well not scans, but scouts the rest of the map here. Oh, Scourge! Oh my god, he hits the Scourge somehow. The other one. He hits this one with the Scourge. Oh, more Scourge coming in. Oh, it doesn't quite get it. Look at this. The drone going to move up here. Find the SCV. And that is so important that he finds that SCV there. He's going to go on the gas as well, because this is going to take forever to die. And he is going to send some Hydras up there immediately. We've got the hatchery coming in. We've got another hatchery on the mainland here as well. The Hydras are starting to move their way up to the top left. And Eriador is in such a good position. We've got the hive done. The Queen's Nest is going to be hiding around here somewhere. No upgrades just yet on the Queen's Nest. They're not going to go straight for Queens. Going for Queens early can be pretty... Oh, yes, he is. Look at this. Queen's already on the way. 48 workers to 48 workers. Eriador is basically in the best possible position he could be in against Scan right now. And as long as he plays this out correctly, he could be the first foreigner in a while to be able to take down Scan. But we'll have to see how that's going to go. It looks like the gas is cancelled. The drone comes out and builds a hatchery. Now this is when you need to start going into mass ground for Scan, because Wraiths aren't going to cut it. Wraiths cannot kill bases. Wraiths are good at killing workers, but unless you have a ridiculous number of Wraiths, you are not going to be killing any hatcheries. Like, it's just not going to happen. We've got a lot of scans coming out here. Scan keeping an eye on what his opponent's doing. Checking for queens. Checking for tech and stuff like that. He does see the Queen's Nest, so he should know, and he saw the hive as well, of course. But looks like the first queens have come out here. We've got Ensnare coming in. And Ensnare against the dropships is going to be so important, because if you ensnare... If you ensnare what's going on here, looks like Scan going for a scan on this base to see if there's a path out of his base. Oh, sorry, that's not the dropships, it's just building some missile turrets. But he is going to send out a dropship here. He's sending 4 SCVs with it as well. He wants to try and expand. Like, Scan doesn't want to be stuck on this island forever. And he's going to be stuck here for a while. Look at this. Okay, Scourge coming in. Can he get the dropship? Looks like an Overlord going to scout this out as well. And Queen's... Wait, is he just going to... No, okay, I was going to see. Is he really going to ensnare one dropship? Is that what he's doing? Is he... Oh, no, he... Oh, this is good. Look at this. So he has put... if you've not seen this spell before, it's called Parasite. What Parasite does is basically... oh, the Queens are in trouble. But the Hydras, they're doing so much damage. The Valkyrie's gonna get killed by the Hydras here. The Queens are alive. Now, Eriador knows where that dropship is now, and unless you use... There we go, so Parasite. So what that does is it gives the Zerg vision over that unit until it is either healed with Restore, or you kill the unit. So Scan essentially has a dropship that he can't use unless he bothers to get Restoration. And going for Restoration, it's expensive, especially when you're not going Bio. Like, if you're going Bio and you've got medics anyway, it's not that bad, but you're not going to want to do it. Now, Scan going for a scan, checking for what he can. Eriador is on a ridiculous number of bases right now. Overlord coming down here, checking for the bottom left-hand base. And Scan is finding himself in a bit of a dodgy position, but we've got our Terran player making his way onto the mainland here. And this is something that Eriador wasn't ready for. So Scan is going to be able to expand to where this hive is. And Eriador's going to be in a bit of trouble. If he can set up a proper area on the middle of the map to sort of push off of, he's going to be in a good spot. Now, we've got the Hydras coming in. They are going to be able to stop this. The Overlord coming in as well. Is there going to be a... if he can maybe get some Broodlings off on these tanks, he could maybe make something happen. But looks like Scan's going to hold on here. He's on 1-0. Against the no upgrades from... we've got +1 Carapace still. We're on 1-2 actually. Oh, he's got +1 Air Carapace. That's something you don't see every day. Now, Eriador has a lot of bases, but he's going to be in trouble now because with a staging ground, look at what Scan can do. He can fly out here, and all of a sudden, all these bases he's got aren't going to be helping him very much because he's got a lot of money, he's got a lot of workers, but he doesn't have a lot of units and doesn't have a huge amount of mobility either. But Muteless down here in the bottom left, going to clean up this command center. Queen's in the middle. If he can ensnare these, that would be very good. Looks like the Queen's going to see the dropships. He's going to move into a position to try and get them. Looks like he does get one ensnare, but doesn't hit the units. And gets the other two now, but there's no units really here that can come in to clean this up. So that's more units, but we do have a drop coming in on the 4th base. That's why the ensnare comes in handy, because the units can't get back very fast. And Scan is down on 2 bases now. Scan on 2 bases against Eriador's 5, 6. The tank's getting taken down here. No Infest on the command center, which is a little bit unfortunate, but Eriador is in an incredible position right now. He is playing this map out perfectly. I did mention that if there's one map that I think Eriador is going to be fantastic on, it's this one. And Eriador's showing why. He knows exactly how to play these island map scenarios. And he is demolishing Scan right now. He's up by 40 supply. Hydra's needing to be a little bit more careful, but the thing is, he's blocking Scan from expanding. 2 vultures coming in here, which is kind of annoying. Would have liked to see Burrow maybe coming in here to help these drones, but not the end of the world. The Muteless are going to be able to come back here to defend this. Units in the middle of the map not really helping out too much at the moment. He does kind of need them to be able to do some damage, but 3 vultures going to get down here to this base, so he is losing a decent amount of drones to all these pushes. It is 2-1 upgrades for Alteran. Eriador are dropping the ball a little bit here, losing way too many drones. But looks like Eriador going to get ready for a big drop here. He's got a lot of his units here with a lot of overlords, but losing all those drones is going to be problematic. Yeah, but okay, so Lucky Noob saying Burrow doesn't help versus Scan, I get the pun. But Scan has been scanning a lot this game, and forcing a scan on the burrowed units, or the burrowed drones, means he doesn't have scans to see your units running around the map, and that's what Scan really needs to worry about. Now it looks like the Queen's going to come up here. He is going to look to try and go for some broodlings. If he can broodling these tanks, this is going to be a good move for him. Scan, not in the best of positions right now. He's actually not mining with his units over here in the top middle, only just now realizing where he's been so busy trying to deal with Eriador on different fronts. And I mean, Eriador is just playing this so well. Like, Scan's only on 3 command centers right now. That's 3 command centers worth of Scan. You need to see your opponent's army, right? You need to see where their overlords are. You need to know where they're coming in. Now, this is a lot of tanks. This is not going to be an engagement. The Hydras are going to be able to win straight up, but oh my god, look, all the Muteless coming in here. The Hydras are going to ignore the tanks for the moment. There's not many Goliaths. And it looks like Eriador is going to get ready, but, I mean, Scan is in a lot of trouble. I think Eriador can actually win the game here. He's going to kill so many tanks. There's no Goliaths here anymore. But oh, this is going to be a lot of Goliaths coming out of these dropships. No, it isn't. It's tanks being dropped off. And tanks being dropped off is not going to help you. But it looks like the Eriador are going to come in with the Hydras anyway. I'd maybe just wait and kill them all with the Mutelisks. But I guess he wants to kill it. There was 2 additional Goliaths that dropped off. But yeah, this is... Where are the Queens? That's what I want to know. Has he got the Queens somewhere that I missed? Looks like more Goliaths are being dropped off, so the... oh my god, the Muteless are all being taken out. Okay, that's not what you want to use the Muteless for. You definitely don't want that happening. Now, Scan is on his 3rd base again. He's going to take his 4th and his 5th again. Queen coming in here. 2 Broodlings coming in, but one of the... I think there was 3 Broodlings, actually. He's got a lot more Queens back here. More Muteless coming in as well. The Hydra's coming in from the front. But this mine! Oh, that could have been very, very dangerous. But looks like the Muteless coming in. Going to clean up some of these tanks. Oh, the mine! Getting 2 of the Hydras for free there. But, oh, the tanks have all gone down. The Goliaths not going to be in a position to kill these Hydras. And now we're going to see Eriador in a position where he can start to push into the final remaining mining base, essentially, which isn't the main and natural of Scan, although there is still a lot of units over here. If he can go for a big drop, that could be a good move, but I don't know if Eriador knows about this base, right? He lost units up there. Like, it feels like Eriador needs to make something happen, because while he's got a lot of bases and a lot of drones... Ah, he's taken the other island. Okay, so taking the other island here obviously going to be a big game-winning move. But he still has to worry about making sure his opponent is locked in his base. Now here we go. Let's actually zoom out here. Looks like we've got a couple of things being used. We got, oh my god, the dropships are getting caught off guard by the Hydras. The siege tanks on the high ground getting broodlinged. We've got a lot of defilers here as well. If he can swarm, the Goliaths are going to be useless, but the tanks on the high ground are going to be doing so much damage here. But it looks like the Hydras under the swarm going to be doing a pretty good job. The tanks struggling a lot here to hold on. And it looks like the base is going to get taken out here. Swarm once again. Are we going to see an infest? Or is he just going to kill the command center straight up? I think he's just going to kill it. I think a lot of people think that infesting command centers is kind of a, like... Oh no, he's going in. Infested command center against Scan. Is he doing it? No way is he getting away. He needs to get it some more. He can't leave it. Oh my god. It's not low enough. Okay, the command center is going to get away. These queens really want to infest, but they're not going to be able to do it. And oh my god, is Eriador going to lose these two queens to the turrets? Now we've got a big drop coming down here in the bottom right hand corner. This is why he had to pull his units back. A lot of the drones have gone down. It's 49 drones against 42 SCVs. But Eriador is cleaning up the drop once again. And Scan is really starting to struggle here, but 4 more dropships coming out. Not all of them are full with units. But they are going down to the... Is he going to the bottom left? No, he's just going to drop here on the high ground. The base up here has been taken down. The queens, I think, got pulled back. Yeah, they did. Here we are. Queen's coming back with energy, so that's summoned. Yeah, the command center, I think it needs to be 750 before it can be done. But here we go. Looks like Scan going to be losing his units again that are in the middle of the map. The dropships all nearly full up here. If he can get an ensnare on the dropships, it's going to be insane. But it looks like Eriador coming in with a lot of... oh my god, the dropships are going to get caught off guard here. Oh, this is such an awful position for Scan to be in. He is stuck on his island now. And there we go. Looks like Scan going to be trapped. GG. Scan taps out and Eriador wins game number 1.
Start your engines. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay guys, welcome back. We're going into game number 2 here, starting us off in the top left hand corner as our red Protoss fighting for red. It's MasterReY. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right hand corner fighting for SouL. In the blue, it's Spire. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make sure I don't get MasterReY's name wrong again, because last week I didn't say his name wrong once. I'm fairly certain I didn't say his name wrong once. I'm gonna do it again. Just you watch, everyone. Now, when you look at the stats of this map so far in the STPL, Zerg have had an insane advantage over Protoss, 6-1 in favor of Zerg here. So Spire definitely in a good position. A lot of, like, the average game time in ZvP is around 15 minutes as well, so it's basically looking to be a pretty Zerg favored map at the moment, at least in this matchup. MasterReY, his ZvP in the STPL hasn't been his strongest suit. His PvZ even hasn't been his strongest suit, but hopefully he's gonna perform well here. Spire's played a lot of Zerg, he's played against a lot of Protoss players. He's actually doing pretty well. He's got, what was it? He's got a 72% win rate against Protoss over 14 games. So it's MasterReY. There's 2 R's, so it's not MasterReY or MasterReY. There's actually 2 R's, so it's MasterReY. He thought that one through, which I'm glad about, because I'd be confused. Now Spire's actually going for a 9 pull. So that means we are going to have a lot of lings coming out early. He's going to be up against a Gateway First. Now, Gateway First often has a problem of dealing with early lings, just because lings are pretty strong, and if you just walk your ZeLoT off into the middle of the map and it gets surrounded, that can be the end of the game. So I just realized we had no sound, so here we go. Let's get the music going again. But this poor ZeLoT gonna find the lings in the middle of the map. Oh, it doesn't want to attack for some reason. Looks like he's trying to go around, but he is gonna be in a lot of trouble now, because there is gonna be a single ZeLoT and a single probe against 6 lings. He needs to pull more probes, honestly. He's a million miles away from getting a forge. This could be a very quick game. It's always sad to see this happen, but this is ZvP, so this always happens. Like, I don't know. I don't know how Protoss players deal with Zerg. It looks so unfair. It looks so unfair when this happens, because it's like, well, I guess I just lose. The gateway is unpowered, so there's going to be no further zealots coming out here to help defend this. Pylon being added on it means he can't build his forge here either, so he doesn't have a forge coming up in the main either. Lings are going to run past the wall and go for the main. Now, there is a single zealot in the main base, but that gets taken down as well. And I think this is going to be a quick game. This is, as they say, a bop. Like, unfortunately, games like this do happen. ZvP, I think it happens more often than not as well. Like, ZvP, I swear the early game is unfair. Like, I don't know. There's going to be more lings running across the map here. Spire's already on 3 bases, essentially. He's only on 9 drones, but it doesn't matter. He can drone up really quickly after this. And he's not going to need to drone up. Like, this is basically game over. Like, it would take a miracle for MasterReY to hold on here. Lucky Noob coming up saying, it's very fair. It's very fair. I don't... He wishes it could be as fair as this against Tarson. But there we go. Looks like the ling's going to run in. That is not a tight wall on the bottom. He doesn't have enough zealots. He can't afford a zealot. There we go. GG is called. MasterReY taps out. Spire wins game number 2. And that ties up the series 1-1. Okay guys, we are back here in game number 3, starting us off down here at the bottom left hand corner, fighting for red in the peach. It's LML. And his opponent spawning down here, it's another ZvP. We've got basically SouL's second best Zerg player, actually probably third now I guess. It's ZeLoT fighting for SouL. Lucky Noob asks, can we do STPL on N64? I actually tried playing, like I was gonna record myself playing the whole way through StarCraft 64, but I just can't do it. I can't play it, it's so bad. Like it's so frustrating to try and play. Even the first Terran mission is just like, oh my god, why? Why are they controlling, like why did they put this on N64? Like, I get back then there was a very big push. Looks like we've got a gateway first coming in for LML as well. But basically, like, I know at that point in time there was a big push to get the big RTSs on, like, PlayStation and N64, because you had, like, Command & Conquer on PlayStation 1 and stuff like that, but RTS games just don't work on consoles. And what I will say is that there is one game that was made in RTS on a console, and while it is very simple, it's actually really good, and that's Halo Wars. I played a lot of 2v2 Halo Wars on 360 with my friend who played StarCraft 2 with me, and that's actually a really good RTS on a console. And it was designed for console, that's why. It was a game based around playing on console. And it works. It's really easy to control, it's really intuitive, and it's actually really fun. Like, I don't know. I might play Halo Wars 2, because I enjoyed the, it's on Game Pass, and I really enjoyed the, single player from Halo Wars as well, Halo Wars 1, so Halo Wars 2 should be pretty good. If there's one thing about Halo Wars I like, it's the story. Also, the units were quite fun to control. I used to play basically the reason why I played 2v2 is we would essentially win like 98% of all of our games, because everyone else was trying to play it like you were just sitting on one base and then going straight up to like mass air. Kind of like you're playing like low-level Warcraft 3 on an island map. But basically, okay, we've got one drone going down. I should probably talk about the game, shouldn't I? But basically, just quickly, I used to rush the Spartans and steal any vehicles that they would build. So they'd build their first A unit and I'd just take it. It'd be so funny. It was so broken. We used to like rush with Warthogs as well and stuff like that. But either way, we got a second ZeLoT in the main base. One drone has gone down so far. The second ZeLoT shouldn't be able to do any damage. There is a lot of Zerglings here, so... There we go. Looks like the ZeLoT's still keeping the Lings busy. The good thing about the Lings being busy is it means they're not attacking him, so the cannon's going to come up. Not going to make the same mistake that MasterReY made, is LML. LML definitely doing a little bit better, but he wasn't up against the 9 pool, so that's why where the difference is. And this is the ZeLoT that was in ASL. I think it was in ASL twice so far. One of the top amateur Zergs in Korea by far. He's very aggressive as well, so it's kind of surprising that Spire went for the 9 pool and not ZeLoT. I must admit. If anyone went 9 pool, I would expect it to be ZeLoT here, but we've got the Hydra Den coming up. It's going to be 3 Hatch Hydra coming in from ZeLoT, so even though we don't have the early aggression, we've still got early aggression. This is the other form of unfair aggression that Zerg have against Protoss. Now, whether or not this is going to kill LML is yet to be decided, of course, but essentially going for any form of Hydra Burst, like if Protoss doesn't prepare against it perfectly, they just lose the game. Like, it happens at the top level. Bisu, at like the height of his career, lost 3 games in a row against Shine to nothing but Hydra Bursts. Like, That's how insane Hydra Bust can be. But we've got a ZeLoT coming into the natural once again. It's always weird casting ZeLoT against ZeLoT. I think I'm saying the wrong name. But ZeLoT going to get in the main. He's going to scout out the fact that, well, the number of drones as well as the Hydra Den, which is going to be very important that he sees this. First Hydra is starting to pop out as well. Nice movement, by the way, from ZeLoT here to be able to sort of block that ZeLoT from being able to go in. Now we've got another 2 cannons being added on here. He should probably add another one. Let's count the drone count. We've got 9. Oh, we've got 3 here. We've got 8 here. And now, is there going to be 9 here or 8? So there's 9. So it's 983. So not quite the 973, which was kind of the build that was killing all the Protoss players recently. But looks like we are going to have 4 cannons. So LML not doing too bad here. We've got the Citadel done already. Where's the Templar Archives? His Templar Archives is too late. I think LML might die. He doesn't have Storm on the way yet. And without Storm, you can't deal with this. The cannons only survive, or make you survive long enough. Now, Elf on cast when you're going for a bust, you go for speed or range. Speed is usually the one I see, but range can be good if you want to pick off the wall. But looks like ZeLoT going to try, or ZeLoT's going to try and push out against ZeLoT and pick off some of these Hydras at the front. He wants to keep his Forge alive, but he's not actually doing any upgrading, so I think LML may be a little bit thrown off. Gonna add some more cannons on, but there should be enough. Oh my god, this is actually bad. There's a lot of Hydras here. There's more Hydras coming in as well, and I think this is probably going to be game over. LML was not prepared for this bust, and it looks like a 3-hatch Hydra build is going to kill Protoss again. GG! The ZeLoT wins game number 3 and takes SouL up 2-1. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going into game number 4 here. Starting us off in the top left hand corner, fighting for red in the green. It's Cryoc. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner in the yellow, fighting for SouL. His team currently on match point. It's our yellow Protoss player, Mighty. Now, if you're interested in what other series are coming up this week and who is going to be playing, you can check out the Team Liquid link there. I'm going to post it in YouTube as well, just in case anyone's watching that. But we've got some good series coming up. We've got Ash and DM on Wednesday, Wiko and Rev on Friday, along with IRK and Naz as well. Now, unfortunately, we miss out on DeWalt versus Terra because for some reason Terra didn't show up for his game. But that should be a good matchup anyway. We've got the return of Jaeyun as well, and Jaeyun hasn't played in the STPL in forever. Oh, that isn't this week. That's next week. Sorry. You don't know about that one yet. The players know about that one. But you guys don't, or you know now, I guess. But We're going for the normal kind of wall in on this map. You build the barracks to the right of the CC, it makes a ZeLoT type wall, but Marines can go through. And Lfunk 973 is on minerals only, not including the ones on the gas. In any ways, it was 983 that game. There was 3 drones on the third base, 8 on the natural, and 9 in the main. Now we've got a cyber core coming in. It's only 1 gate so far. Cryoc going for a fairly late scout here, but will get in before the cyber core is done, so it means he's going to be able to get back out. First factory is on the way, no ZeLoT or anything on the way either, so looking like a fairly standard PvT so far from Mighty. Now this could of course be the final game of today, meaning we've not had a hugely long stream today, which to be honest, given how tired I've been, I'm kind of glad. But we could still go to the ace match. TVPs can also go on for a very long time, so we could still have an hour-long game here, which would probably kill me. If we had an hour-long game here, I would probably be like, oh my god, I'm so tired. But I'm hoping we get a good, nice long game here, because to be honest, the games today have been fairly short. They've been quite exciting in some cases. There's been a few one-sided games, of course, as well, but Eriador versus Scan was a really well-played game. That was probably the highlight of today, I would say. But we've got 3 Marines against the Dragoon. Gonna force that back. Mighty gonna have to be careful not to lose too much shield there. And I'm not Lucky Noob. The problem with random is what I've said before. Yeah, I don't think it's fair in a tournament where you need to prepare, and also my overlay doesn't work with random. And I'm too lazy to make my overlay work with random because it's way too much work to add random in. I mean, technically, I could find a way to fix it, but I don't think random's fair. In other words, like, Proleague blocked random for the same reason I blocked random. If you're going to give players a week to prepare for their matches, by telling someone they have to prepare against 3, like, I get, okay, so Eriador, if he's in chat or on listening on Discord or something, will not agree with me in any way, shape or form, because he says that the random player has to, like, prepare 3 matchups as well. But I think it's still easier for the random player to prepare in a best of 1. Random, I'd say, is more fair in a series, but in a best of 1, I don't think it's fair. Now, Cryoc coming in with some good mine placement here, but hit him up, oh, sorry, Mighty, with very, very nice Dragoon targeting. Now, Cryoc is trying to do an FD push here. Now, it could work. He should realistically look to expand behind this, so that's exactly what he's going to do. We should see that command center coming in very soon. Where did the extra money come in from Cryoc there? He all of a sudden went up like 300 minerals. Now, Cryoc set up a little bit of a contain. It's not the biggest, it's not a big deal, but it does stop. Oh, looks like he's going to try and push forward. It's very hard to push into this unless you're someone like Bisu and you're playing on turn rate 24. Now, there is 2 factories up, of course, but he didn't commit to the 2 factories, so it's not a super all-in or anything. Now Mighty going to get ready to expand to his 3rd base. He is going to take the gas base, which is available behind the natural minerals, whereas Cryoc taking a quick 3rd at his closest, which is the mineral only. You can kind of see the edge of the minerals here for Cryoc's base. Oh, the mines. Does stop the first mine. But you can see how annoying this is for Mighty. He doesn't want to lose all his Dragoons to mines, so he has to play this carefully. And this means Cryoc is just able to get his third base up for free. Mighty's not going to be able to push realistically until he gets his Observer out. Now let's check the tech. The Observatory is done, the first Observer is done as well, so he is going to be able to break through the mines here. But Cryoc's in a good position. Like, he's got his tanks on the high ground. Does he have Siege yet? Siege about to finish up. We should have speed and mines on the vultures already. Oh! Oh my god, he actually hits one of the mines. Even though he had an observer, he still took the mine hit. Now, is Cryoc going to be ready for this? He's got his tanks in a good position. Going to be hard for Mighty to push up this ramp. But there is still a lot of Dragoons here, so I don't know if I really agree with Mighty pushing here. So Mighty going to pull back. No third base for Mighty yet either. And Cryoc in a very, very good position. Nice to see you, Flatty mate. Now there's a lot of Dragoons. They're not going to be able to really do too much. We've got Robotic Support. They're going for the shuttle speed upgrade. So that means he's going to be able to go for some quick Reavers here. Now the third base is coming up. But I mentioned before, this is essentially like an outsider style base where the minerals are completely exposed from the other side. And it's a hard base to hold on to as Protoss. So I reckon we'll probably see Cryoc try and go for some aggression to try and deal with this. But Cryoc has to worry about the, he's going to have to worry about the shuttle coming into his main. That's going to be the big problem. Where he's defending with all of his tanks, it covers his third base. It kind of covers his natural from any ground attacks on the, well, any ground attacks. But he doesn't defend his main. And that's going to be the big problem. The Reaver is coming in. We have the shuttle done, of course, already. The first Reaver's already on the way. Shuttle speed is about to kick in. Well, it's about halfway done. And the Observer's already in the base, so the Observer knows exactly where the shuttle can fly through to get in and do damage. Now, if Cryoc loses to this Reaver, I'm going to be so sad. Because Cryoc is doing really, really well. But he is going to be in trouble now, because there's going to be a Reaver coming into his main base. There's no units back here defending. Shuttle speed isn't even done yet. And Cryoc has let the shuttle in somehow. Now, Cryoc is going to try and get away with this. He needs to pull his SUVs away. Nice bug out on the first Reaver Scarab, but oh no, that's a big Scarab. That was 5 kills, 7 kills. The tank's coming back here to help defend against this, but oh, one of the tanks goes down. It's so hard to deal with this. It's so hard to deal with Reavers. And with shuttle speed coming in as well, this should be a little bit rough. He's even killed the turret, so the shuttle is going to get out of the base, but he's actually going to go for more kills. Can he make it happen? The Reaver drop. Oh no. Oh no, don't run them there. Okay, only a single unit went in. Oh, the shuttle goes down. Cryoc still in an okay position. He's down in workers, but he's got 3 command centers right now. Is he going to be able to hold on against the next push? Or is he going to be able to just stay alive and stay in the game? We've got 3 factories. Looks like his mineral and his gas mining in his main base a little bit messed up. Not mining on any of his gases right now, only just mining his natural. Wait, why did Cryoc give up? Wait, what? Okay, that was a little bit too much. I don't know. I'm really not sure why Cryoc gave up there. Maybe he knew something that I didn't. Maybe Cryoc was like, oh, I'm not mining gas, I fucked up or something, but that was... I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit disappointing from Cryoc there. I don't think he should have left, but... Well, that does it. GG is called after a well-deserved win. Mighty takes... Well, Mighty is given game number 4, and SouL win 3-1. Okay, so that is going to be the end of the series for today. I swear that game could have gone better. Cryoc was still in a good position. He just needed gas. He only lost 7 SCVs and a single tank. Like, that was not a lost situation. But I think maybe Cryoc thought he was too far behind or something. Really not sure of Cryoc's decision making there, but of course I'm not Cryoc. He may have been a little bit tilted or something. But Eriador winning game number 1 over Scan. Spire winning over MasterReY, ZeLoT winning over LML. They were 2 very fast games. And then Mighty winning over Cryoc as well. So that was a close series. Like, Spire and ZeLoT kind of dominating with early aggression, but Cryoc was in a good position against Mighty there. I think he could have won that game if he'd have stayed in, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Thank you, SCP, for the sub. Means a lot, man. That is going to be it for me for today. A massive shout out, of course, to our sponsors, Esport Fund and MasterReY, who, without which we wouldn't have a prize pool, of course. A massive thank you to all the people who have donated on MasterReY, as well as Patreon and whatnot as well. I've accidentally just closed my overlay, so I guess we're not going to have a look at that now. But let's have a look at the team rankings page. I think this is going to load up quick enough. But it is it's basically day 1 of week 3 or week 7. We've got a lot of games coming up your way. We will be heading into them from Wednesday. We've got Ash versus DM. We're going to have Wiko versus Rev and Arky versus Naz on Friday as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all the players, and I'll see you guys next time. If you're watching this, you're watching the STPL. Hopefully you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also, there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here.